making one of my favorite. I'm making stew beans with coconut and vegetable. This is what my soul been craving. So I went ahead and boiled the beans because they are dry beans. I'll use black beans and red kidney beans, sorry y'all, both small. And I boiled it down to half the water amount. So it's not that much water in it because we're gonna add all these vegetables and we're gonna add some dumplings. So it's gonna be loaded with goodness. This is a vegetarian one, so it does not have any meat, but it's gonna be loaded with goodness. I cannot wait, y'all, to finish this because my soul, my body has been craving this. Oh my gosh, I already could taste it. That's how much my body's craving. Cause this is how I cook, based on how I'm feeling, what's going on, what my spirit is telling me that my body needs. That's what I make, and even for others when I'm cooking, I don't just cook anything for them. It's based on a spiritual need of what their body's lacking. Because medicine is food, and food is medicine. So I wanted to get this done, as soon as I came from the gym so that I can have it out of the way and ready for lunch and dinner. Yes, I love stews. Stews are my go-to. Like Bob Marley said, satisfy my soul. So, I will be using my coconut milk. Oh my gosh, you all. Cold pressed organic coconut milk. It smells so delicious. Coconut milk is oh my gosh, my BFF. And I have my unsweetened coconut shavings here. I'll be using some crushed red peppers to season for flavor and spice, some fresh cracked black pepper, corn, tricolor, and I have my seasoning mix. This is my mix. I just make the mix based on what I'm gonna cook, and that's kind of like how it works. I'm like, what I'm gonna put in this, and it comes to my spirit like, put this, put that, put that. Most of my recipes are right on top, like guided by the spiritual realm. So I'm going to put this much in here. We're going to flavor our broth. And we're going to stir, stir, stir. Shalom, everyone. Peace. Welcome. Hope y'all are having a beautiful day. Where I'm at is currently raining, so we've been showered with cleansing from the motherland. I'm so happy to be here, to just be alive, to be here cooking, doing something I love and enjoy. I love cooking. I love feeding the soul. So I have all my vegetable here. I have my red pepper, onion. This is yellow sweet onion, carrots, and I had already shaved it off camera. I have my green onion, also scallion. I have habanero pepper, and I have, these are miniature, if you can see them. These are miniature bell peppers, sweet peppers, and I also have jalapeno here. These are pickled ones. I have thyme. Oh my gosh, I love thyme. It's so delicious for stews and soups. Oh my gosh, it heals the soul. And these babies I got from my friend, from her garden, her home garden. She blessed me with peppers. I was like, yay! I love peppers. And I have my corn and my coconut milk. And here I have all my shavings. I don't know if you guys garden as well. I plant some little stuff that I need for cooking. So these are my leftover, and I will be putting it in my garden to help fertilize my plants. So everything goes back for repurposing. Nothing goes to waste. Alright, so I'm just going to cut my vegetables and just going to add them here to my stew that's already boiling. Just going to re-cleanse my hands because cleanliness is important. Especially when you're cooking for others. Especially, you have to make sure your hands are clean. Clean, clean, clean. I know it does. It looks really good. I love food art, and I know it's gonna taste really good because stews is my go-to. So I'm gonna cut my carrots because it takes longer to cook. So we're gonna do carrots first. And you're gonna need a really good knife, okay? You need a good knife that can cut. Sorry about the noise, y'all, but that's cooking. You're gonna cut them as small as you can. Need a nice knife that can cut. Nothing that's not sharp, okay? You can use any kind of carrots. You can use the julienne style, the shredded ones, or you can do it like I'm doing. I prefer the fresh ones, especially in stews. It just tastes better. I love fresh food, so yeah. I'm gonna put it in our carrots. Alright. Next, I'm just gonna cut my peppers. It doesn't matter what order, you can cut all of them because they all gonna go in the stew. I'm gonna use my other knife, but this one is making too much noise. That could be my cutting board, but yeah. So I sometimes, I make this stew with beef, and it's really delicious. But today I was craving no meat. It's a no meat time. These vegetables has already been pre-washed and cleansed, so don't have to do that right now. Okay. And I love this mix because it's loaded with 2 beans, which is really good for you, like protein, fiber, iron. So I love that. And I love cooking with all the food groups. My vegetable colors, I love colors. They create a balance, a spiritual balance, because that is how I cook. So I'm gonna mix. Yes, you can have some, always. I always make enough. That's how I was raised. We cook enough just in case we have guests. Yeah. Cooking is beautiful. To be able to start with this and you see the outcome, oh my gosh. To me, that is beautiful. That is art. And in this stew, I'm gonna add some dumplings. I don't know if you guys know about dumplings. Oh my god, they taste so good in stew, especially when you're making like a savory stew, like an oxtail. Oh my gosh, these dumplings are so delicious in our stews. I just have my heat to like a medium heat. Don't want it to overcook. And these beans, they didn't take too long to cook because it took like roughly an hour because I started with dry beans. So by the time it's dry, it takes longer. So it takes a little longer to cook. We're gonna put it in here. This is how we're supposed to feed our bodies so we can live long longevities in how we eat, how we take care of our bodies. So I'm a firm believer in healthy lifestyles, weight loss. Everything starts in the kitchen. That's where it starts. So we gotta make sure that we are putting good things in our body, healthy things to fuel us. It's not just working out the physical part. It's where it's going. This is, oh my gosh, thyme. I love the smell of thyme. So delicious. I'm gonna. Oh, these are not too hot, so that's good. Not too spicy. I don't want it to be overly spicy. So you can always smell your peppers or taste them to see which ones taste the best for what you're making. So that's what I was doing. You gotta be able to smell, taste, and see. Oh my gosh, y'all. I wish y'all could smell this right now. I'm smelling it for you guys. It smells so delicious. So delicious. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have some more tiny pieces. I'm gonna put half of my jalapeno. I don't want it to be too spicy. But flavor in stews is a must. It's a must, you guys. You must have a little spice. Balance the tummy. Settle the tummy. Chop these up. They don't have to be chopped in a particular way, just nice and nice. Gonna slide those in. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my gosh. Wow, this smells delish. And then I'm gonna add my scallions. Going in. Scallions smell so good, so I always love cooking with them. And I'm gonna add my corn. You could use white corn or yellow corn, frozen, or canned. But if I had a choice, I'll always use frozen because it's better than the ones in the can that has all the sodium. That's just the reason. Oh my gosh, this baby looks so good. I think I have enough peppers, so I'm not gonna put any more. Don't need it. And this is my coconut flakes. I'm gonna drop it in. We're gonna mix this coconut flavor. It's gonna give it a nice, delicious flavor. And everything will combine. And this is my coconut oil. You don't put too much, you all, because it's very potent. I'm gonna put this in here for additional flavor. Then I will be coming with the coconut milk. This one was the powder. I just added some warm water to mix it first before putting it in the pot so it can be properly dissolved. You can use the canned coconut milk, or if you're aware fresh coconut is available. I wasn't. You could use your fresh coconut right off the tree. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like fresh coconut. Oh my gosh. You could use everything right from the tree. There's nothing. It's so delicious. Fresh. Delicioso. Okay. And I don't know if you guys, I'm going to bring closer. So this is just all-purpose flour. This is like a half a teaspoon of brown sugar, and I have a 1/4 teaspoon of just sea salt. I'm using sea salt. And this is what I'm going to use to make my dumpling for this stew. I'm just going to mix this really well so everything get incorporated. You don't need anything but salt since it's going to go in the broth. You don't need anything else. I like a clean workspace, you all. So, as clean as I go. I'm going to put some cracked pepper in my stew for flavor. Cleanse my hands a little. I like to move stuff out of the way so we can declutter some. Don't have all this clutter in our way while we're working. So you guys can see what I'm doing. This is for the garden, so we're gonna clean our area because we're gonna be working with our dough. So we need this space for the dough. This stew is bubbling real nice. Looking very good. Normally I just mix it with if I'm making stew beans or in the Caribbean we say stew peas, I would just use the red beans, but today I was like, oh, I want the black beans too. I'm gonna wash my hands again, especially when you're making stew and you're gonna make your dumplings. Always, always, always re-wash your hands, especially your wrist, because that's where a lot of germs stay. So make sure you're washing your hands. Under your nails. Sometimes I use a glove, but sometimes it's hard with the glove to be able to roll the dough like I want it. So you have to use your hands. Make sure you start with clean, dry hands. All right. So I'm using cold water to make my dumplings. So I'm just going to pour a little in here. Sometimes I mix it with the spoon. You don't want it to get too wet. Just gradually pour so you get to a nice smooth consistency that you can mix with your hands. This was roughly like say a half a cup of flour. Not too much because I'm not making a lot. So at this point, I'm going to go in with my hand so I can combine everything, the dry with the wet. And the stew is bubbling really good. It's all in the fingertips. I just use one hand to make my dough because I like to have my other hand free so I can do other things. But those get messy when you're working with flour. It can get messy. And I like to have a clean hand for in case I gotta do something else. So the goal is to just get everything into a ball. Like a nice little ball like this. I don't need to be too wet, just enough to be able to work with. So you can easily maneuver it. And I find out that using the cold water works better when I'm making dumplings. So you just use the ball and clean any excess flour. You need a nice bowl, something that's easy to move. Oh my gosh, this is smelling so good. And you get it to like a ball. Now I'm going to use my other hand and just roll it. Roll it, roll it. Then all I'm going to do is take off small amounts, like roughly this much or even bigger, depending on how big I want my dumplings. Nothing too big. And you roll it in your hands in the middle. In the middle. Then you're going to bring it out. Stretch it. So we're going to stretch the dough. That's what we're doing. We're dropping it in. And this is what we do with the dumplings. And you can make different shapes. Whatever shape you want, is you're able to stretch the dough. So you're able to do whatever you please. So yeah. And this gives your stew a nice flavor, nice and balanced. If you have time, you can also put the dough, work the dough ahead of time and put it in the refrigerator. That way you can work with it. you all pouring spoons. I'm just trying to get off the excess flour off my hands. Alrighty, looking good. Looking good. And it smells so good. You can add any meat if you desire meat. You can add beef, you can add chicken breast, you can add ground beef, sausage if you prefer that. This one is just veggie based, no meat.